Happy New Year! It is January 1st if you're watching this when this video came out, or on a subsequent January 1st. Welcome to the world of drinking. So this is not Wine Wednesday. This is not me talking about wines. Even though I just filmed next Wednesday's Wine Wednesday, and before that I filmed last Friday's How to Open Sparkling Wine. It's really weird doing these videos back to back. I'm still not used to it, but, party. Content, yay! And I have my glass of champagne here, and you will see how I feel about it, this specific wine, which is a Moët Chandon. You'll see how I feel about it on Wednesday, but today I want to talk about champagne, the region, the wine, and the impact that it has on our culture, our drinking culture, our world culture, and how it fits in with alcohol in today's world. And that's really what the world of drinking is about. It's kind of looking at how alcohol impacts our culture and how culture impacts our wine. It's really fun. And there's nothing more representative of how we deal with this than a wine that most people don't like but is still considered the best. Welcome to champagne. So first things first, let's talk about champagne very quickly. This is Moët Chandon. This is one of the more popular types. You have Taittinger, you have Dom Perignon, you have Moët Chandon, you have many other kinds that I am forgetting right now, but it is widely known to be the wine of the kings, the best wine there is, the gold standard in drinking. Champagne as a wine is considered some of the most prestigious wines you can get, and as such, it's super expensive. This bottle is 375 milliliters. Normal wine bottles are double that, it's 750, and this little bottle cost me more than I think every wine that I have drank on this channel so far and will be drinking for the next while. Just because it is champagne, it can get those prices. People will buy it at those inflated prices. And it's funny because most people don't even like the taste of champagne. So a typical champagne, because of the method in which it's made, it's fermented in the bottle with yeast. And that yeast gives it a very yeasty, heavy, bready, brioche flavor to it, which is a lot of fun. And if you like it, it's great. I love it. I love champagne. But if you're looking for a fun party drink, the bread is not necessarily what you're looking for. So, if you want something fun and fruity, champagne is not usually your go-to. But what it does have is prestige. And why is that? So, it's also time we need to talk about not the wine, but the region. And in the world of drink making, we have these things called appellations, or just regions in general, which are specific regions that are allowed to make a specific thing. In the wine sense, it's the only place where you can get a certain kind of wine. For example, anything with the name Champagne on it must come from the Champagne region in France. And I know there are so many jokes about it's only champagne if it's from the Champagne region of France. Like, it's only depression if you got it. How does that joke go? It's only depression if you have an official, no, it's only depression if it comes from the sad part of France. Otherwise, it's just sparkling sadness. Wow, I butchered that joke. I'm sorry. But I don't want to restart the video because I'm 4.5 minutes in. So, any champagne that you find, well, I shouldn't say any. The vast majority of champagnes that you find, especially in North American markets, are going to be sparkling wine. But very few sparkling wines are champagne. It's a much more focused area. Champagne is also known for having super chalky soils for the most part. There's some regions with clay, but for the most part it's got this wonderful chalky soil which adds minerality. It's also made with three grapes. Just in case you're wondering, it's Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier, which are not all white grapes, which adds a fun level of complexity in there, but that's not what we're talking about. Why is champagne so elevated in today's society? Well, back in the days of Charlemagne, so if you don't know, Charlemagne was the Holy Roman Emperor, or he started it or whatever. I don't want to get into medieval history too much, but he decided to have a coronation for his son in the French city of Reims, which I think I'm pronouncing that right, which is in Champagne. It's right in that area. So this began a tradition of French kings having their coronations in Champagne. So there's that, commonality that the kings are from Champagne, and so is the wine. The wines just come with the king. Then there was a pope, Pope Urban II. It was in the early thousands, I think 1099, 1079, one of the two. Ended with a 9. Anyways, he famously declared that the wines from the Champagne region were the best in the world. And it just kind of stuck. And then there was a whole fight between them and Burgundy, and then there was court physicians hired by the Italians who were saying that Champagne was unhealthy. But the long-standing tradition of the wine being associated with the kings of France stuck. And it just kind of went from there and grew and grew and grew. And of course, now as time goes on, that association, plus they came up with this invention in the 1600s, maybe a little bit later, I forget exactly when, but they came up with this innovation of making it sparkling with a process very similar to what they use today. And interestingly enough, before it was just still wine, but when they added the sparkling, then it became known for celebrations, being used at feasts, at parties. Those two things, it being the drink of kings, the best wine in the world, and also being used for celebrations, cemented itself over the next hundreds of years to now being this wine that probably commands 4 times, 5 times the price of other wine, usually, for a wine that is more a status symbol than a drink, I think. Don't get me wrong, I love champagne. I think it is wonderful, but most people who want champagne would actually rather drink a Prosecco or a Cava or still wine, or hell, not wine at all. But it's not as fun to order a bottle of Bordeaux or Australian Red or Kim Crawford's Sauvignon Blanc in the bar. That's not prestigious. It's prestigious to get the ridiculously priced Dom Perignon. So after 1,000 years of history plus, we still continue singing about it in our songs. This wine of kings, this wonderful wine we call champagne. And it's good. Okay. Watch on Wednesday for my whole critique.